Hi friends, it's Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with a book haul. Let's jump right into it. I just recently had a procedure on my wrist. I had a very sexy ganglion cyst from typing and working, and so I just tried to pick up that stack of books for a thumbnail and it did not feel good. So we will not be doing that again. I will be trying to be as cautious as possible. I have some physical books in front of me. I also have some ebooks in front of me that I want to talk about, and a couple of indie books that I have talked to the authors of, and I want to introduce those to you. Just the books that I've purchased since the last time we spoke. Do I have things on pre-order? Yes. Have they come in yet? Not all of them, no. So, you know, more hauls will be coming. Today's the 20th of May, and I have not read a book the entire month. One of the things that I just didn't account for in terms of like publishing a book and writing all these books is that like I just don't have time to read. Doesn't mean I love reading any less, but we're gonna start with a couple that I did read. I got a copy of Our Last Echoes by Kate Alice Marshall. This is the author of I Am Still Alive and Rules for Vanishing. I loved Rules for Vanishing and I loved Our Last Echoes. I did get an ARC of this and I was able to then order the hard copy, which I am very excited about. One thing that I will note, I have to find the page now, because I had the ARC, I was able to tell, but down here on page like 114, there's like an entire paragraph that's missing from the finished copy of this book, at least for the first edition. So I was able to go into my ARC, which had the full text, and like annotate what the missing words were. So if you have this book and you're like, that seems like a weird jump in text, it's because there's a full paragraph missing. So if you are reading this and you get to page 114 and something looks a little bit off, message me. I can take a screenshot of it and DM it to you or something. I don't think you learn anything in there that's going to keep you from enjoying the book. But just a weird little thing. Mistakes happen even in trad pub books, which makes me feel a little bit better about publishing one on my own with Atmosphere because, you know, mistakes happen. But I really liked this book and I'm happy to have a finished copy. Similarly, I read the ARC for House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland and absolutely loved it. So this is one that I also pre-ordered and was able to get a signed book plate for. That was one of her pre-order campaigns. This one's really cool. It's actually, you can't tell because of the paper behind it, but it's actually like a see-through book plate. So like the flowers and the signature aren't, but like the area around it, totally see-through, which was really neat. This is really gory, super horror-ish. They both are, both YA. Really, really love them both though. Then we're getting into things that I have not read yet. So let's just dive into that. I picked up Mrs. Everything by Jennifer Weiner. I have a video coming up later this week where I talk about tearjerker books or just different books that have come across my radar. I'm currently reading Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner and she is a Philly author. I wanted to support her. I've read her books in the past and really enjoyed them, and because I am trying to publish in the women's fiction genre, I wanted to read more in it, and this one I believe follows sisters. I know nothing about it. I'm fine with that. I actually just really like her writing, so I wanted to pick this one up. Another one where I liked the author's last book. This is A.M. Strickland's In the Ravenous Dark, and I read their last book, which was Beyond the Black Door. Really, really liked it. Really great asexual rep. I am sure this one also has queer and LGBTQ plus rep because that seems to be what they write, and I'm here for it. They're a little bit darker, and I just liked the pacing of the way that they wrote and the style that they wrote in really connected with me. So I'm excited to give this one a try. Because I loved House of Hollow so much, I actually picked up, oh, this is so damaged, a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares by Crystal Sutherland, which the cover is just like 1000% ripped in half. Can you see that? And then screw you right underneath of it. That is rude. Like, I literally went, oh, this cover is super ripped. That sucks. And then I'm actually mad about that now. But this one I believe is also pretty dark, has some speculative fiction aspects to it, and does have like a lot of like mental health rep and self-harm kind of situations going on in it. So I'm excited to see how that one goes. I typically like those darker subjects. And then also Our Chemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland. This one is being made into a movie. This one I think just got optioned for a TV show. I'm excited to read the two of these. I'm so bummed that that came super ripped, but I'm even more angry that there's a spider underneath it. Then I picked up R.M. Virtue's Drag Me Up. This is a Gods of Hunger novel. This is an indie pub book that is, I believe, a Hades and Persephone retelling, smexy time book. I wanted to get into more indie pub books. I'll talk about them also in my Kindle haul, but I want to be supporting more indie authors. I know that I'm going with like a small press, but I'm still very much like in that indie author vibe mindset where I need to be doing a lot of marketing myself. I want to be supporting other people. So I picked this one up. I'd seen it around a lot on Twitter. I believe a couple people are also reading that right now. So I'm excited to see what I think about it. I picked up The Heroine's Journey by Gail Carriger. This one is a craft book about the heroine's journey. So like as opposed to like the hero's journey, this one is about not necessarily female main characters, but just characters that take a different path to success and like the end of their story, that's based more on like collecting people and building teams as opposed to like, this is my journey, I have to do it alone. They do it with a whole bunch of people. So think like Harry Potter is a heroine's journey. Bad example because turf, but also it's used a lot in this. So it's like sticking out in my head. And I've already read and tabbed and annotated this one, and it was good. I think it's helpful because a lot of my women's fiction and even my contemporary fantasy fall into this like realm. So it was helpful for me, and at least one that I have read. Then I picked up the UK paperback of Everyone Dies Famous in a Small Town by Bonnie Sue Hitchcock. This is a series of short stories set in Alaskan towns, all following different teenagers, but they're all linked the way that Bonnie Sue Hitchcock seems to do. They're Alaskan born and bred, and so they have a very like special place in their heart for Alaska. So the stories are set in Alaska. They also wrote The Smell of Other People's Houses, which I absolutely adored, reread last month, and 5-starred again. So I'm really excited to see this one and how it all weaves together. They have a magical way of weaving stories together and making like characters meet, and I'm sure I'm going to love this. So I am really excited to start this. It's small, and again, just a couple short stories, but very excited for it. Then I picked up and pre-ordered Devil of the Overpass by Shauna Maguire. This is the third of the girl in the green silk gown and Sparrow Hill Road. It's right. They're right out of you is what they are. They're right out of you. But I love this. It's very much supernatural esque. It's about a girl who is murdered on the road on the way to prom, never makes it there, and then now she kind of is a ghost of that road, and kind of everything that happens from there. I have read the first two in audiobook, but I do own the physical copies. They're just like the coolest retro-y, very supernaturally looking covers, and I've really enjoyed the reading process of these. So I'm excited to continue with the series. So I did pre-order that one. I also picked up Actor Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert, which is the only one that I did not get an ARC for. I don't know if I already hauled this. If I already hauled this, excuse me, I'm sorry. But I'm very excited to read this. Still have not. I love the Brown sisters. I love Talia Hibbert's writing, so I'm very excited to dive into this one. Just have not as of yet. And then last for my physical books, which I did mention in that video was coming to me, Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson, which is the latest in the Stormlight Archive saga. I can't even explain to you how gigantic this book is. This is 1,230 pages. It is so large. All of the other books have been broken up into 2 books. Ooh, I should not be holding this with my injured hand. So this is his normal book size. This is Hero of Ages, which is significant in its own right, just dwarfed by this massive book. Dwarfed. Hero of Ages is 748 pages, and it doesn't stand a chance against this. So this is the behemoth. Again, normally they're split up into 2 books. This one is all in one. I kind of like that it's big and floppy, but like I haven't even started this series and now I own all of them. I need to start it, but I am still finishing my reread of the original Mistborn, so who knows when. In no way matches the rest of the series, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. That is everything that I have acquired physically. I tried to keep track of everything, and I'm pretty sure that's everything that I brought in physically. I do have a couple of ARCs that I have currently on my Kindle. In the last haul, I think I already mentioned Deb Coletti's, but I have that one still I have not read. The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I'm 48% of the way through that one. I'm really enjoying it, but it's my first Grady Hendrix, and it is gory. Like, it is no joke gory. I like it. I was a little bit unprepared for it, but like I'm here for it. I am enjoying it. Again, I just don't have a ton of time to read. So the fact that I'm even 48% of the way through that means I'm definitely enjoying it a lot. So I have to finish that at some point. I also was just approved for the arc of Kat Ellis's next book, Burden Falls, and I know nothing about that, genuinely. It is her follow-up to Harrow Lake. I liked Harrow Lake. I didn't love Harrow Lake, but I liked it. Definitely creepy. Definitely works a lot with like sensory horror. It reminds me a lot of Across the Universe because it's like a bleeding strawberry, I think, on the cover. But either way, I really like Kat Ellis's writing style, so I'm excited to read that one. And neither one of them, Grady Hendrix or hers, come out for a while, so I've got plenty of time to read both of them. I am excited for both of those. Those are the arcs that I have currently on NetGalley that I've been approved for since the last time I did a haul. And I'm still crossing my fingers that I get Shay Earnshaw's adult, but I've known a lot of people that have already gotten approved, so I don't think I'm going to get that one, which is okay. Then let's jump into things that I have gotten on my Kindle, because there's a few. Again, I can't remember exactly what I had in my last haul, so if I've already mentioned spoiler alert, I apologize, but I got spoiler alert. Excited for this one, excited for the Fat Rep. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and it'll be my first one by this author, so I'm hoping this is a good starting point. I also got Bunny because I've heard everybody talking about it. I know it's really twisted and really messed up, but I just don't know anything about it really, and I think that's probably how I'm going to go into it. But I did pick that one up. I think it was an ebook deal. I got an email about it and I was like, oh, I'll pick it up. And I think that I had done enough delayed deliveries on other things that I had these credits, and I just figured I would pick it up. So that was that. I have a couple of craft books and or newsletter books that I've downloaded recently, including Let's Get Digital, which is about newsletter automations, as well as Newsletter Ninja. Both of those are just to help me with my newsletters, which if you have not signed up for, you should do so down below. You do get information early before I put them out on my channel. Any kind of cover reveals, pre-order details, all of that, you get there first. And I promise I do not spam you. I'm like a once a month kind of newsletter person, unless there's something that I want to let you guys know about or inform you of. I try to make them valuable and not waste anybody's time. So if you want to, the newsletter link is down below. You should definitely sign up. I also have the guest list, and I don't know if and when I'm going to read that. I picked it up again. It was another, like, one of those Amazon deal days, and I grabbed it. But I don't know. I'm not, like, in a super thrillery mood lately, so that's kind of up in the air whether or not I'm going to read that one. But it's an option. And then I have two indie books, and I do have emails from both of them, so I'm going to read them because it does tell me a little bit about the books. I have not had time to read them yet. So in the vein of full transparency, I talked to both of these authors and I said, I just have not been reading. I'm not going to have time to read your book in time for me to like talk about it, but I can absolutely include it in a haul. They did send me the books over and I am looking forward to reading them at some point. I don't have time to read them right now, but I wanted to discuss them because I want to support them. So the first one is from Benet Stone. I may have mispronounced her name. Author of the upcoming fantasy novel The Heir, gender-bent Hades and Persephone retelling with a dash of enemies to lovers. It's the first in a new adult high fantasy trilogy. So that is this one. 3 rulers, 2 sides, 1 plot for revenge. Welcome to the kingdom of Lavdia. In a village all but forgotten by the country's rulers, Finn leads 2 lives, one a simple country doctor, the other a smuggler of cargo of a rare variety. Wielders, a nearly extinct race of people born with the ability to control magic, with their rights being threatened by the very people in power meant to protect them, the Wielders see Finn as their last chance to a better life. But when Finn is abducted and blackmailed into the service of a vengeful royal, his loyalty and his heart will be put to the ultimate test. On a throne miles away, Andromeda is selected at birth to inherit the role of Mother Queen and continue her family's royal line. She's waited for years for her chance to exact revenge on those who stole her freedom and tore her family apart, but she can't do it alone. With the help of a handsome and intriguing young doctor, she will right the wrongs committed against her and forge a path to the most gloriously scarlet retribution. With the fate of their kingdom hanging in the balance, these two unlikely allies must navigate an intricate web of political rivalries and long-buried secrets in order to achieve their goals. But as hidden plots unfold and the true rot at the heart of the country is revealed, what started as a quest for justice spirals into a desperate game of survival. So that is available to you if you are interested, and I thank her for sending that over to me. And then the next one is called There's Magic Between Us, which looks amazing. So this is a female-female YA fantasy romance coming out July 6th. A carefree city girl meets a determined small town girl in There's Magic Between Us, a roughly 80k standalone novel with a contemporary fantasy vibe, strangers to friends to lovers, a Midwestern summer athletic vibe. The story follows a spunky teen as she visits her grandma for a week, discovers the existence of magic, hunts fey treasure in the forest with a determined and very cute new friend. It features explicitly pansexual main character and a sapphic love interest, along with a gender-fluid secondary character. There is slight trigger warnings for implied sexual assault and abuse, although these things are only discussed as part of a secondary character's backstory, not shown on page. So you can check that out and add it on Goodreads if you're interested. Thank you to both of those authors for reaching out to me, and hopefully I can point you towards some indie authors if those stories sound like they might be of interest to you. That is everything that I have hauled, acquired, come onto my bookshelves in the recent past, and I wanted to just update you and let you know, here's what I'm into. Will I get to them? I sure hope so. I am trying my hardest to carve out time to read. I really am. It's just been very, very difficult to do. So cross your fingers that I get to some of these. I want to know down below which one of these you would prioritize for me. Which one do you think I'm going to like the most? I do have reading vlog plans for at least a couple of these books. So let me know down below which ones you'd be most interested to hear my thoughts on, and I will try to put those to the top of my list for when I do get time. That's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I'll see all of you in my next video. Bye, friends. I think that was everything. I think I actually did it all in one take without too many fuck-ups. Finger guns. Oh, who? Me? No. What? Why am I only adorable in this lighting? Ow, 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 ow.